Hello everyone, you're watching Meet the People, and I'm your host, Nio Campbell. I'm here with Deontre, aka D. He is the next up and coming designer. He has a clothing line called Hoodlvm.
Yes.
Now, Hoodlvm is spelled how?
Hoodlvm is spelled Hoodlvm.
Okay.
The reason why it's spelled with a B is because when I signed up for it on Instagram, the U was already taken, so I just put the B and, everyone, went by that.
Yeah,
So,
it gives me kind of like an edgy feel.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of describes your line in a way.
Yeah.
Like it goes with it. So on all your clothing lines, it has a B now, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so describe Hoodlvm. What is it?
Well, Hoodlvm is definitely what the B stands for. It's very edgy. It's very, just standoffish. When I first started making clothes back in 2010.
2010.
Yes.
That's 6 years ago.
Yeah, 6 years ago. So when I started making clothes back then, it went by Rich Then Famous, and then I changed the name to Rebel Clothing. And it's kind of been what it's represented, just kind of like a hoodlum is just like a rebel. And, you stand out, you make a name for yourself and you make your mark, like a child rebellion against things.
Okay, so how did you get into designing?
Well, I got into designing. I was a part of this fashion organization called Models Inc.
Okay.
And I was a part of that back in high school and then after high school for a couple of more years. And just my love of fashion, I just wanted to create my own style. So I, just bought a sewing machine and bought a lot of fabric, and I watched YouTube every day.
Wait, YouTube?
Yeah, I watch YouTube every day. So watching YouTube, teaching myself how to use a sewing machine, and my parents thought I was crazy. Why are you spending all your money on the fabric and all this stuff? It's why do you want to be a designer? But I kind of changed their mind about it. When they saw that I was very serious about it. So just like I said, teaching myself day in day out how to make clothes, because when I got out of high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was very undecided about what was next for me. So making clothes was something I knew that I wanted to do. So I just made it happen, and it worked for me.
Okay, so you didn't know how to sew before you got into designing.
No.
So you're just you know what, I'm just going to become a designer, and I'm going to do it. And you did it.
Yeah.
And now you're designing jackets and all that stuff. So I could look at YouTube and become a designer?
Yes.
Or is that what you're saying? No. I don't have, obviously not. I don't think I have those talents. First of all, I don't think I have the time. And that takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time.
Okay, so what is your favorite piece to make?
My favorite piece to make will probably be just t-shirts.
Okay.
I think they're very unique, and I think you can play with them with fabrics and just, the different cuts and different stitches and stuff. It's just, I love making t-shirts, especially a velvet, crushed velvet t-shirt.
Okay.
And it's just I just love it, I love making basic pieces. I'm very just solid color type of person.
So do you just strictly wear your own clothes, or how do you feel about that?
I mean, I wear different, stuff. I just kind of whatever feels good to me, I'm, just put it on. I'm not restricted to any designers. I even wear other designer stuff in the area, stuff sometimes. So, I believe in supporting everybody.
I feel like you would be great to go shopping with, because you can look at something and be like, yo, that fabric is cheap and it's not gonna last long.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely good with fabrics. Over the years, just in the fabric store all the time. Especially when I actually did decide to go to school. I went to school in San Francisco.
Oh yeah, what's cool?
So I went to a school called Academy of Art University.
Okay.
I chose that school because it was like top 5 art schools, and it was kind of easy to get in as well. And when I got there, I learned a lot, and I spent a lot of time in the fabric stores and just learning about different textiles and stuff, and it was just amazing. And
So you're not back out in San Francisco, you're back here in DC?
Back here in DC. When I started school there, I started as an online student at first, and I did 2 years there online, and then I actually moved in 2015 there in January, and I came back home in 2016, the beginning of this year. So I was out there and I learned a lot. It was just very diverse and very, it helped me and it inspired this new collection.
Okay, so let's talk about this new collection. What is it?
So the spring summer 16 collection that I did this year back in April, I premiered it at my own personal fashion show that I threw. It's basically, a 90s vibe. It's bomber jackets, sweatpants, t-shirts. I got trench coats in there. I got, overall jumpers and one pieces. Just what inspired that was just basically the Japan sunrise and just the artwork of Japanese artists and just a lot of colors and stuff that I wanted to play with, because I normally do a darker feel of clothes. So this time I wanted to experiment with brighter colors.
All right, so you mentioned Japanese artwork. How did you get into that? Because we're in America.
Yeah. Well, in San Francisco, like I said, it was very diverse.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of, you know, Chinese, like, you know, a lot of those people over there, and they like had like a different style, and I would see how they would like, you know, wear their different clothes, and it really inspired me to like, you know, look into like their artwork and just see like their culture and their traditions and stuff like that. So doing that and researching it, and you know, I just found a lot of different artwork that I wanted to play with, and I just created like this collection based off that.
So you mentioned like 90s as well. Is 90s like, are you like a 90s baby?
Yes,
like
I'm
okay.
I'm a 90s baby. Actually, when I started Hoodlvm, it was called Hoodlvm 90s Clothing at first.
Okay.
So I dropped the 90s and I just kept Hoodlvm. And like, because well, 90s was basically representing like my era. So that's where that came from, and just, I love the 90s.
Are there any fashion icons from the 90s that you like?
I wouldn't say from the 90s era that I like. From this generation area, I would definitely say I really love like Jeremy Scott. I love how he, you know, plays with different things and just get like real creative and stuff outside the box, as well as the brand Hood by Air. I love like how they, you know, are not scared to push the envelope.
So is there anyone that like, any model, any other designer that you dream of working with?
I definitely dream of working with Naomi Campbell one day.
Naomi Campbell. I'm Nia Campbell, so you know, she's trying to steal my name, but you know, it's cool, it's cool.
I definitely dream of working with her just because I love her, just her aura, just like out of this world to me.
She's the boss.
Yeah, she's just a boss. So I really love to work with her one day, and another person will be Rihanna, just because she's like another boss.
Yeah.
So.
She's just so cool.
Yeah.
Like, she brought Puma back.
Yeah, she
like,
definitely did.
Literally, I mean, I used to never wear, I mean, people used to clown you for Puma, and now I got the sneakers on, like, the Puma, the slides, I want them, can't afford them, but they're cute. But, you know, she's amazing. So, you were featured in DC Fashion Week, which is a very, very big deal. What was that like? Did you feel like you've definitely, like, hit something on your bucket list?
Yeah, definitely something on my bucket list. I always used to, like, you know, see DC Fashion Week and want to be a part of it. So I actually got the opportunity to be a part of it this year, and it was a great experience for me. Like, you know, great networking. I met a lot of, you know, nice people, a lot of blogs and people that really admire my work. And that was something different for me. You know, it was a different audience. So it was something that was different for me, and it definitely taught me a lot and made me want to, you know, push harder to continue to do what I do. So, like, it was a great experience. I loved it.
So do you plan on going into any other fashion weeks? Is New York next? Paris?
Well, with Fashion Week, it's just like, it's really, really tricky. So it's like, you really have to, you know, just, anyone could be a part of Fashion Week, you know. You gotta have the money though. So like, I think they start like around like $10,000. So if I raise the money, or if I, you know, one day I'm making that type of money, I'll definitely, you know, go for it and be a part of New York Fashion Week, and maybe Paris as well, you know. Just, you know, getting my brand out there to a global network. So definitely one day, but not in the near future.
$10,000, like, that's a lot.
Yeah,
you gotta pay everyone, like, you gotta pay. So, okay, so this is another thing. As a designer, right? So when you like make your own clothes, do you have like a team of other people on your, like, how does that work?
Well, I used to have a big team.
Okay.
Like, I used to have a lot of people like doing different things for me. But like, sometimes that can get like, you know, out of control.
Yeah,
you can't like
try to steal your vision.
Yeah, that's one thing. People try to like steal your vision, or, you know, people be working with you to benefit themselves. And I learned a lot, like, dealing with a lot of people like that was trying to kind of like control me and like do stuff for themselves. So I kind of like, you know, cut all that off and kind of like was doing my own stuff. Like, I learned how to do like my own graphic stuff, and I learned how to do like any type of promotion I needed by myself. But then I also have my best friend his name is Trayvon Green, and he's a graphic designer as well. And he does like a lot. He's a makeup artist, a hairstylist, a videographer. He does like...
Oh, he seems like he's come next to my show.
Yeah, he does everything. Like, he's definitely a person that you would want to meet, because he's just all around amazing.
Yeah.
So having him, just me and him working together, we style shoots together, we create everything together now. And he's definitely like a person that I love, that being a part of my team, just me and him working together, and he's someone that I trust with my visions and what I want to do.
Most definitely. That's great. It's good to have good people around
Yeah.
you. Because I know that's kind of like scared me. Like, when I came up with this whole idea, I had to take a break because I realized that I was doing a lot of stuff on my own, but at the same time, I didn't have other people helping out. At the same time, I didn't want too many people helping out.
Yeah.
People try to steal your stuff, try to do other things, try to tell you this, and this. Yo, so I definitely understand.
Yeah.
So okay, so like I think it's very important for people to take time to learn from you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have 6 years in the game. You're still pretty young. You're 24. Yes. You're under 25. Go ahead. But what advice can you give to those that are wanting to be designers and they're younger, maybe not having fun?
Well, the advice I would give to people that's trying to, break into the fashion thing, especially here locally, which is basically, trust in yourself, just keep going, no matter like if people like it or not. Because when I first started out, people did not understand what I was doing. Mm-hmm. Like everything was weird to them and just different. Even now today, certain people don't like what I do. They're like, oh, you need to do more, or oh, I don't like those colors. Like everyone will have their opinion. That's life. So best advice is just keep going and keep trying to believe in yourself first, because you only get one life to live. Like, and you never know until you try. Like, and that's like with me and how I live my life. Like, I really don't care what anyone says about like my work or me as a person, because like this is my life and I have to like please myself. Like I gotta wake up with myself and go sleep with myself. So it's like you gotta keep trying. Like you never know until you try. So just keep pushing, keep working on your craft, and keep seeing the bigger picture. So yeah.
What was the first thing like you ever made? It's like, what's the easiest thing? Like, what could I possibly make?
I'll say a t-shirt.
So last, before we close out, what's next for you?
Well, currently I'm working on my fall/winter 2017 collection. So I'm basically working on that now, and that's definitely like a step up from like the spring/summer collection. It's like next. So with that collection, is really like just kind of like almost a Japan-inspired thing almost again, but it's basically just the warrior tradition type of thing, like the samurai feel. Like it's gonna get real like deep, like with the meaning of what I'm doing, and it's just something that is really, 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 really true to who I am. So I'm really excited.
What are the colors that you're going for fall?
Well, the color that I'm going for fall is like a lot of like dark colors, so it's like a lot of dark nudes. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. But like black, Kanye, gray, yeah, kind of like that a little bit.
But not really.
Not really, yeah.
I got you.
So like, just like a lot of dark colors. It's gonna have a dark feel to it.
All right, well that sounds dope. So you guys heard it here first. Make sure you check out Hoodlvm. This has been D, and this has been Meet the People. Thank you.